What is SOLAS convention? SOLAS full form is Safety of Life at Sea. SOLAS Convention, also known as International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea. Now let's start learning about this convention. History of SOLAS. In April 1912, the Royal Mail ship Titanic was launched. She was a British passenger line operated by the White Star Line. She was the magnificent steamship at the time. The Titanic was a massive ship, 883 feet long, 92 feet wide. This magnificent steamship, constructed at an estimated cost of £1,564,000, was equipped with every luxury, and built to serve a clientele which includes many famous millionaires. Titanic's maximum total capacity was 3,547 passengers. On the 10th of April 1912, the maiden voyage of the Titanic had more than 2,200 passengers and crew aboard, from Southampton to New York City. On 14 April, 4 days into the crossing and about 375 miles south of Newfoundland, at 11:40 p.m., unfortunately, the starboard side of Titanic struck the iceberg, creating a series of holes below the waterline, allowing water to seep in. Just seconds later, one of the greatest maritime disasters in history began unfolding. Under 2 hours after Titanic sank, those aboard Titanic were ill-prepared for such an emergency, and there were not enough Titanic lifeboats on board to hold all the passengers and crew. Estimated 705 survivors. Over 1,500 lives were lost. The disaster was met with worldwide shock and outrage at the huge loss of life. Public inquiries in Britain and the United States led to major improvements in maritime safety. One of their most important legacies was the establishment of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea in 1914. The convention has been updated by periodic amendments, with a completely new version adopted in 1974. Overview of the SOLAS Convention. The current SOLAS Convention comprises of 14 chapters, and each chapter has its own set of regulations. Chapter 1. General Provisions. Includes regulations concerning the surveys of the various types of ships and certification of all the safety items, that the ship meets the requirements of the Convention. Chapter 2. Chapter 2.1. Construction, subdivision and stability, machinery and electrical installations. Deals with watertight integrity of the ship, especially for passenger vessel. Chapter 2.2. Fire protection, fire detection and fire extinction. Includes detailed fire safety provisions for all ships, and specific measures for passenger ships, cargo ships and tankers. Chapter 3. Life-saving appliances and arrangements. including requirements for lifeboats, rescue boats, and life jackets according to type of ship. The specific technical requirements are given in the International Life-Saving Appliance Code. Chapter 4. Radio Communications. Includes requirements of GMDSS, SAR, EPIRB, for cargo and passenger vessel. Chapter 5. Safety of Navigation. This chapter requires governments to ensure that all vessels are sufficiently and efficiently manned from a safety point of view. It also adds an obligation for all vessels' masters to offer assistance to those in distress. The chapter makes mandatory the carriage of voyage data recorders and automatic ship identification systems. Chapter 6. Carriage of cargoes. Requirements for the stowage and securing of all types of cargo and cargo containers, except liquids and gases in bulk. The chapter requires cargo ships carrying grain to comply with the International Grain Code. Chapter 7. Carriage of dangerous goods. The chapter requires chemical tankers to comply with the International Bulk Chemical Code. Comply with the requirements of the International Gas Carrier Code. The chapter requires carriage of dangerous goods to be in compliance with the relevant provisions of the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code. Chapter 8. Nuclear ships. The code of safety for a nuclear-propelled ship is stated in this chapter. Chapter 9. Management for the safe operation of ships. Requires every ship owner, and any person or company that has assumed responsibility for a ship, to comply with the International Safety Management Code. Chapter 10. Safety measures for high-speed craft. The chapter makes mandatory the International Code of Safety for high-speed craft. Chapter 11. Special measures to enhance maritime safety. Special and enhanced survey for safe operation. Other operational requirements and ISPS code is briefed in this chapter. Chapter 12. Additional safety measures for bulk carriers. Includes safety requirement for above 150 meters length bulk carrier. Chapter 13. Verification of compliance. Makes mandatory from the 1st of January 2016 the IMO member state audit scheme. Chapter 14. Safety measures for ships operating in polar waters. This chapter deals with the ships that intend to operate within the Arctic and Antarctic areas and need to carry polar ship certificate. This code entered into force on the 1st of January 2017.